Eric, the time has come to push the button. Eric, the time has come to...
Jasper, I can't hear you.
Push the button. The time has come to...
Jasper?
Push the button. Anyway, I suddenly got a... You can't hear me? You can.
Can anyone hear Jasper in...
Oh man, now he's fooling me.
No, I'm not fooling you. I'm currently listening to you on stream.
Why can't you hear me? You're hearing me on stream. No, you aren't.
Yeah, but I can't hear you on Discord.
You can't hear me on Discord. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. You could hear me before.
Nope.
We can. Okay, this is just silly.
As soon as stream started.
Okay, I think I know how to fix this. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay, there's this strange thing with Discord. I doesn't know why it does this, but when I just have to re-click my selected microphone and then it starts working again, and I don't know why.
Okay, let's stop talking about it.
Yeah, but what I said is it's time to push the button, Eric.
Button? Which button?
Yeah, I don't know. I had the sense of a button, and I don't know what button I'm talking about. So I thought maybe because we said something before we started the show that there was something to do with buttons.
Yeah, did we?
I have no idea.
Did.
Yes?
Buttons.
What kind
No,
of buttons? No?
No.
This is getting confusing already.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, buttons. There's something with buttons, but I don't know what. Yeah, this is well, it is nonsense. The other thing is this. It wasn't really singing what I did, right? It was kind of, girl, the time's come to. But then I said Eric, and then so it was Chemical Brothers, I think. And I was just wondering if I say it this monotone, will we get will it get censored on Twitch when I do it like that? Guess not, right?
No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, hello everybody.
Hello.
Welcome Eric to the show.
Confusion once again. Welcome to Talking Void.
To Voidcast and Talking Void. We're a show called Talking Void, and we're on Voidcast live. Hello. Great intro. Thank you. That's how we do it. This is how we do it. There we go again. Having fun already. Anyway, dairy milk buttons. I have no idea. I have this, and before every show, I try to think of something funny to say, which might not be funny at all, but it's Dutch humor, and at least it's my kind of humor. And even Eric doesn't appreciate my humor, so it's probably Jasper's kind of humor. But this time I had nothing prepared, but then all of a sudden I just started thinking buttons. And I associate it with something, but I have no idea.
Okay.
So that's the grand introduction. Dairy milk buttons are the best. Okay, so what's a dairy milk button?
Je ne sais pas.
Je ne sais pas, je ne sais plus. There we go again. We're on repeat this evening. And now for something completely different. Oh, that's cool shit. Well, I experienced this kind of rabbit hole thing earlier today. What was it with? But I can't remember where I experienced the rabbit hole thing. That's strange as well, right? Oh no, I remembered. There was one answer to one of the. Well, we get to that anyway later in the show. I'm so confused. Are you confused, Eric?
Yep.
I've been here the whole time, and yet I'm still wondering what's happening. Because the DM says it's a type of Cadbury's chocolate, tiny little chocolate discs. Oh, okay.
Okay. Awesome.
I love my chocolate. No, that's not proper English as well. I have no idea what I'm doing. Careful, cantrip. I've been here the whole I already did that one. I have no idea what's happening as well. But what I do know is that we have socials, and you can find them under linktree/voidcastlive. You're now on Twitch, so follow us if you like. And if you don't like it, please follow us anyway, or not. and do the same on YouTube. That helps us greatly. And the other thing is that next Monday there will be the Precipice of Dreams again, which I'm so looking forward to because I want to do
this time a real live show.
This time a real live show. We did GaryCon special last week, and we were in chat with you all. And he did the social thing wrong. Anyway, and then the day after that is Jasper's Laboratory again. I had a foreshadowing episode last week, which was, I think, but some people in chat might correct me on this, I think it was a bit chaotic. And because I wanted to narrow down what they tried to do in that show, but it exploded anyway in every direction. So hopefully next time on the next Jasper's Laboratory, anyway, we'll be doing kind of normal adventure stuff again, with this foreshadowing thing in the back of our head. But tonight we'll be doing Talking Void. I think that's about all I have to say about that. Oh, and the next week after that's Parallel Projections again on Monday, which we didn't have yesterday. So it has been a kind of a strange time after our GaryCon special, I think. And I blame, I especially blame you and DM Dave. I agree, Ashley. I'm so glad we're on the same track. Oh, there we go. Even in English, I'm mucking up my thingies. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm a surprise guest today because I knew I was a guest today just 2 minutes prior to the show. So
so it has all been a bit chaotic, so to say. But anyway, we are going to have a chaotic show this evening as well, because we love it that way on Talking Void. And that is why I'm going to run the intro now, because yes, we still haven't done that. Bye! And we're back. That was the introduction. And there was one other thing I wanted to tell you. Fancy. Thank you, Groucho Glasses. Welcome to the stream. There was one other thing. Because this, people, is Talking Void episode 22. Do you know what that means, Eric? Or Chad?
that there has been 21 episodes before this one?
Yes, but there has also been 21 episodes of The Precipice of Dreams, and not 22.
Okay.
So we called up. We won the race, so to say, for episode numbering.
Oh, okay. Wow,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And Michel says he knows what it means. Yeah, that's we are in front of our main show. And that's because of the GaryCon special, in a way. Which also means it's 20. It is 20 until the meaning of life. That as well. It's 20 until the meaning of life. / lurk. Anyway. Yeah, so episode 42 will probably be a special one because by now we have had so much references to Douglas Adams that we have to include him in some way into the show. So I'll be starting to think about that from now on. But anyway, Eric, you're on the show again. Let me introduce my guest. It's Eric.
Yeah, surprise guest. Surprise, I'm here. No, glad to be back on the show. Jasper just said to me just when I was touching my dinner, oh, and you're my guest on the show tonight. So I was first a little bit scared, like, oh my god, I didn't have any time to prepare. And then I was super excited because I was part of the show once again.
That's so cool that you're saying it like that.
Yeah. And tonight we are going to talk about Your favorite side quest, right?
Yes, you
Awesome.
prepared very well for this show, Eric.
Okay.
Oh, I love how you're doing this.
Mhm.
You like 2 hours ago when I said this, I knew that you would be the guy that gave it 100% of all your effort to be prepared in the best way possible when we would start this show. And then I destroyed it all by talking about buttons. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, Eric, because you're
Doesn't matter, doesn't
amazing, you're intelligent, you're charismatic, you're wise, you're like I idolize you in a way, and I'm so glad to have you on my show. And we have seen your art all across the Instagrams because of Michel, and it's such great art. I love your art, man. You're like the best artist from the 21st century, and and now you're on my show again.
Thank you, Michel, for posting all the artwork. and I try to do my best with the artwork. It was really fun doing the artwork for GaryCon, and I've been kind of slacking right now, so I have a couple of things to do before our next show. But I'm sure Roger will fill me in this weekend for what I'm
Hopefully,
about to do.
yeah. So this evening, let's go to our first topic, which is random precipice banter.
Actually, we didn't have a precipice last week, so
We had a
maybe
precipice.
we'll do this.
That's why it's called random precipice banter.
Yeah.
We're just going to talk about the precipice for a bit, and if we can't talk about the precipice anymore, then we're not talking about the precipice anymore. For those who are new in chat, the Precipice of Dreams is our main actual play campaign that we do here every other week on the Monday evening at 8:30 Central European Time, and it can also be seen on YouTube. And because we did the GaryCon special last episode of the Precipice of Dreams, we put it on repeat, and the week before we already discussed the GaryCon special and the previous episode. We really don't have any episodes to discuss, but I must say that last time when Michel was on, we did a lot of theory crafting, and that was fun as well. And maybe there are even some questions in chat about the show. I don't know. Are there any questions in chat about the show?
We'll have to wait on chat. What do you think? What did you think of the GaryCon after you rewatched it? So the GaryCon episode.
Well, not to be how do you say, modest, but I thought it was pretty great. It was so cool.
I really love to rewatch the show, man. It was such a blast, especially with our guest star from Careful Cantrip. We did an amazing job just being with us guys and fitting right in. So Reina, thank you.
We keep giving her compliments, and at one point she will burst out of her skin because of the sheer ego. You know, we have to be a bit careful about this.
Yeah, we should be careful, Cantrip. Okay. No, but I really love to rewatch the last show, and especially I almost rolled over the floor laughing when we rewatched the part with the potions. I'm sorry, Roger. It was an awesome part, and after I rewatched it for the second time, I really got the puzzle, and it's very shameful for a professional D&D player, or professional for DMT players who have been playing the game since we could walk. But we didn't get the puzzle. It was such an easy puzzle, and still.
There have been a lot of memes on our private Discord as well, and with all kinds of Dungeons and Dragons puzzle jokes, like not being able to open the door and all that kind of stuff. All the memes, and what I really loved is the frustration on our dungeon master's face during the whole ordeal.
I really loved watching Roger die on stream when he asked us, so what should it be? And I said something like ruffle violence. Yeah.
Violence.
and he just died a little inside. I really love to rewatch that moment again and again.
If you want to see a dungeon master die inside, just watch that episode again. Okay, so chat is going wild. I really loved rewatching it. Thank you. How's Susan doing? That will be about talking about side quests. That will be a big one. Yes, do we think we are running such an awesome show? About you were all incredible. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
It's too late. I think Reyna has exploded by now.
Okay.
It says, has the Gary Con episode now set Thomas's arc in stone, especially with the snapshot of his new abilities? Wow, that's a question for you, Eric. Man, you have to answer something. Did you prepare for this, Eric? For answering
I
questions?
haven't prepared for it at all. Well, Thomas's new abilities were present in the last episode before the Gary Con episode, so that was the big surprise. His past, one of the things I didn't expect to reveal so soon, but still, it was awesome to role play in, to play out in front of the rest of the group. The only thing is, we played it. This game took place in the future, so we were all level 5 during the stream. And once we return to the Precipice of Dreams regular episodes, I don't think we will have any knowledge about what happened during the Gary Con episode. Might even be a parallel world, a parallel projection. But yeah. It's Thomas's past is now revealed, and also Oddleif's past. And sadly, we didn't learn anything new about Darth Bowen or Bowen Darkheart.
Darth Bowen.
Bowen. Yeah.
I'll be wielding a lightsaber soonish then. Vroom, vroom.
Because that really took me by surprise that Bowen didn't have anything to reveal in the mirror, and also it didn't surprise me. It was it was very. You did it very, very, very well.
Thank you. Hello, engineers Cross or Engineers Cross, one of the two. Welcome to the stream. Well, we have discussed this a lot afterwards. I think we discussed in the last Talking Void. We were talking about it while we were rewatching the episode, and the thing is. You have all these kinds of things of how you can look at people, and when you do it in the biblical sense, in a disworldly biblical sense, then you are either born with sin or without it. Depends on how you view it. And I kind of went for the without it, but then Roger said, but you must not confuse these things, because that is not the way my world is built. So that gives us something to think about, right? But then I think it still stands that from a certain standpoint, a thing, an act itself, made out of a certain belief system, might be considered a sin for one and not for the other. But an act done without any belief system and with a great sense of naivety, might not be a sin at all. And I think that's where Bo is on that spectrum, like not developed enough to be aware of sinning, and can't be blamed for it. Now,
he has a sort of child's innocence to him.
That's the idea, indeed.
I really dislike the moment that when we leave this Bowen behind and go back to regular Bowen, because I really love this Bowen, man. This is it's such an awesome character to
love to hate him.
No, I don't hate him.
No,
I don't hate him at all. But it's such an awesome character to be role playing with, because he is so unexpected with everything he does, and The other Bowen also has has a very awesome character build, but I love the Dark Heart version even more.
Yeah, well, I took inspiration from my children for him, and by thinking of how would you role play a chaotic neutral character without getting into the basic stuff like you can do anything. That's kind of the things that I took from it, because children are illogical as F, so to say, and at least mine are. Even though they've got quite the brains on them, they react in such chaotic ways that I think, what's happening here? Why don't you just do this and make it easy on yourself? And instead they take the hard way every time. And that's a bit of what you can see in Bowen, I guess.
Yeah. So which one of your kids is Bowen Lightheart and which is Darkheart?
Well, in that sense, they're both Darkheart. Just less greasy. Is it chaos or just a different logic? Yeah. Well, I did a bachelor thesis on this stuff in a way where we as adults blame the children for doing childish stuff and even blame them for doing childish stuff, which is exactly what they should be doing because they are children. So you have a point there, Groucho Glasses. I love the name, Groucho Glasses. Rolls from the tip of my tongue, so to say. Yeah. Also seemed like you were hitting a sugar low and a bio break high just when entering the puzzle. As Fing Esner says. Yeah, that could have been it. I think we took the opportunity to do some great role playing when there still was a chance to do that, and because I think the curve was we're a bit stressed at the start of the whole thing, and then once Oddleaf or Michel started doing her sin story, I think we kind of all relaxed at that point. And really got into the groove of the thing. And then the puzzle, the stress level went up as high as it could get. Then we had to finish it on that energy towards the end because of the time constraints. Chaotic neutral is definitely my 3-year-old. Yeah, you see, children. And that's okay, because normally we've discussed this on Talking Void, playing a chaotic neutral character is the way that you can do anything is such a boring way to play a chaotic neutral character, because you feel that you could never get punished unless you have a good dungeon master who says, well, your actions have consequences anyway, but yeah. It's really hard.
I think we discussed this also last time when I was on the show that a couple of people that I know and abuse the chaotic neutral to do the stuff to do everything guilt-free. Like, but I'm chaotic neutral, so I can kill this guy because, hey, I'm chaotic neutral. And then I give flowers to the old lady and then it's all good and well. And that's not the way chaotic neutral works. But some people just abuse the chaotic neutral alignment.
Yeah.
But if you want to know more about that, just watch 3 episodes before this one.
Yeah. The other thing is, if there aren't any questions left, well, at least I still want your opinion on just a bit, on the exposition episode that we did, the lore episode, so to say. There was a lot of new information, and I talked with Michel about this 2 weeks ago, where we were thinking, well, how does it all connect? Because we've got a lot of puzzle pieces, but we don't know where they fit yet. There are 16 dream realms, and there's this Primus. No, I don't know if I pronounce it the right way right now, which is a city where the gods meet.
Yeah.
And then you have the world, and then you have this otherworldly thing. And I propose that the Adon that we know like the world that we know, not the god, but the world Adon, is kind of a balance between the excesses of these
different planes.
anti-tenets. Like, you have, if you follow the rules of Adon, you walk which was the thing the riddle said, you walk a narrow path between the extremes. And I think that's what we learned from this, from the Garricon episode, that these extremes exist, like recklessness versus cowardice, so to say. Cowardice, yeah. And then in between there's courage. So I was wondering if there would be another world than the world where Michel went to with Oldreef, that has the other aspects.
I hope we live long enough to explore all these strange new worlds.
Yeah. I think Eric needs to do a Planescape view picture to really help us visualize it, says Ashley. There you go. So make a map of the planes. Now, right now. Do it now.
Right now, okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Roger about it. If he has, he wants to visualize it, I can surely make something. Though I am not privy to all the secrets that Roger holds, and I like to keep it that way for as much as possible, because I already know most of the villains and most of the bad guys that we will encounter. So if some of the things could be a little mysterious for me, that would be great. So I would like to discover the planes as we further the adventure.
Yeah.
But still, if Roger says draw this, then I will draw that. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's enough about the precipice in a way. So we can go into the main topic, and it's not even 9:30, so we're early on that one. Misha says, "I'd love to see our view of the other world from when we exited the manor." Oh yeah, can you draw that?
Yeah, it was a grim, dark world, like a bleak graveyard setting, right?
No, it was a city in agony with tentacles and everything. It was Brentwick.
Okay. Yeah, city in agony. I can take a picture from my hometown right now, so that's fine.
Oh, there's a bar
building,
there.
Sour people. Yeah. Welcome to Zwijndrecht.
Now, all our fans who are living in Zwijndrecht, I'm following.
Doesn't matter. No.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Let's go into the main topic, Eric.
To the main topic.
To the main topic. And the question was, what is your best memory of a side quest in an RPG and why? We had a lot of answers from different media, which is the thing I love this time. We had a lot of on Instagram. We had some on Dutch20. We had a lot of Facebook, and I got sent some. They're all in here, and they are pretty compact this time. So not that much of the big answers this time, but that's okay because they all told their story in quite. In a few sentences, and it made sense to me.
Okay. No manly tear moments this time?
We don't know about that. Oh, the cat is meowing in the background. There we go. Okay. So let's go to the first answer then. And the first answer is, Rob says, the guy playing the bard fell asleep at the table. The party sold the bard to a group of goblins. The goblins gave some chicken bones, shiny rocks, and a bit of string for the bard. The party needed to figure out how to get the bard back after he woke up.
But why did they sell the bard in the first place?
Yeah, this is really confusing to me as well. So I didn't get into contact with this person after he or she gave me the answer. But it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. Michel says it because it's funny. It is funny. But it's... I think this... was this the one? yeah, this was a bit kind of. It reminded me a bit of the labyrinth in a way, where these goblins come to, where you say, "Yeah, take my baby brother," and then your baby brothers get taken away. They think, "Oh, what have I done?"
I've seen that movie in a total of one time, so
It's
it
so
was
good.
years ago, so I have no recollection of it.
It's so good, so
I
good.
know it was with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly, or what's her name?
Jennifer Connelly. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the only thing I know about it. And
You
some
should.
references about a Goblin King, and that's it.
You should rewatch it, man. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, if I rewatch one movie, it will be Thor Ragnarok, but the rest of the movies I don't have time for it, man.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And we go to.
No.
So the running meme is that I'm the only one in our group that doesn't like Thor Ragnarok, for good reasons, and all the others think that's the best Thor movie out there. Which might still be true in a sense, but I just don't like what they did to that whole Ragnarok thing, and I thought it was not a good movie. Just because you can laugh about things, it doesn't make it a good movie. Anyway, that's my opinion, and I think about all the other movies in the Marvel Universe, we're on the same level in a way, so to a greater or lesser degree.
Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen Labyrinth.
Go watch Labyrinth. And this made me think of the Labyrinth. That's what I wanted to say about this. But I love the idea of someone falling asleep and then getting sold by your party members, and then they suddenly realized maybe you shouldn't have done this or something, and then they go after him. Bowie is amazing, actually. And Michel says somewhere, we would totally sell a sleeping Bowen to the Spriggan.
No, I think we would sell Bowen Lightheart, or what's your
Goodheart.
character? Goodheart, sorry. Bowen Woodheart I would sell in a heartbeat without without questions asked. But Bowen Darkheart, no, man, he's my buddy.
It really pains me that you're saying such things.
I
nearly need to cry again.
I threatened your character once. I will do it again.
Threaten me once, threaten me twice, threaten me three. Anyway, yeah. So it was an answer to get into the mood of this evening's show. If you have any questions about any of the answers, please ask them in chat. We're just this is a thing. Wait, let me return to this screen. How we see this show is like when you are with friends between sessions and you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons. That is a great feeling, and this is the feeling that we want to emulate and give back to the community, to have a sense of camaraderie. So please share your stuff in chat and add to the stories that you see before you, so that we get this sense of great fun about hearing other people's stories. I remember that I think it was a Matthew Mercer interview where he said that he was at a con or something, and all these people came up to him, and instead of asking him about his things, they all started to tell him their stories, like telling them their experiences as if they had really happened. And at first he was really confused why they were doing that, and then he suddenly realized, these are just games from another table, and this is how we talk amongst each other, so why doesn't the whole community talk this way? And then you get into that sense of just sharing your stories about these role-playing games. And we of course we do it through a question that we ask, these are the results, so to say. This is what comes out of those questions. Right?
So, if anyone has any questions for Jasper, for me, for Michel, who's in chat, fire away.
Fire away, fire away. Oh yeah, I wanted to say this. Man, I can never get to the second question. Michel wanted to say to me, and I haven't included it as an answer because you can. It's better to watch the last episode. But his side quest that he did with Ashley in his game, where they were going to set free the goblin slaves, was his highlight for side quests, and that speaks to Ashley's capacity as a dungeon master. But if you want to know the story, watch the previous episode. But I think it's a great compliment to Ashley for including such. Read the story I wrote. No, I'm not going to read the story. No, I'm not going to read it.
We only have a couple of hours, Michel. Our stories are always this long.
but it do. No, I'm not going to do it.
It will pressure you.
Yeah, I think so too.
You're taking. Sorry, man, I don't have it right here. So let's go to the second question.
He's taking up all of chat. Okay, the second answer to the question is the second watch says over the years my groups have had a history of doing some rather good Halloween one-shot side quests. It hasn't always worked, but we've really been fortunate to have many Halloween games in which the atmosphere was set just perfectly and the game became rather intense. Yeah. I think that first, Eric, talk about this. What are your feelings when you read this?
Well, Halloween one-shots are quite amazing because I really love horror and I really love to incorporate it in my games as much as possible. And Halloween is the excellent time to do horror stories. I've seen a lot of people do Curse of Strahd one-shots and other one-shots, but Curse of Strahd mostly. And it really works for the Halloween setting. So yeah, I'm in for Halloween one-shots. I love one-shots as a whole. Tried it a couple of times and it always ended up in large, big-scale adventures, but still the intention for one-shots was there. So Halloween one-shots, yeah, I'm all in, man. If you have one, I'm game.
This is also where
we should do a Halloween one-shot with Voidcast now this year.
Yeah, well, we did the dressing up thing last year, of course. So, but maybe you can do a one-shot. Yeah, it would be cool.
Let's do a special episode.
Yeah.
We're pressure Roger to do a special episode.
Yeah, no, you're going to be the dungeon master then, Eric.
Oh, fine by me.
Okay, cool. I'm in. But the funny thing is that you notice how it says one shots in a way, which is that the same thing as a side quest?
If you do it with your regular gaming group and it takes place in your regular campaign just as a small side adventure, then it's a side quest. Yeah.
Yeah, but then does it have to do with doesn't have to do with the same characters who go on a different path or something? Then no. Was the Garricon special a side quest? I think that was a side quest in a way. But
yeah, it was a side quest / one shot. I did a one shot with a side quest with my group a couple of months ago, which took place in Neverwinter, and there was an evil priestess who took hold of the church, and the old priest was locked up in the basement, and the priestess was, I think she was a succubus in disguise, and she was poisoning the local community. It was a very convoluted story, but it took place. The group wanted to do a side quest, and I did that side quest, and it was really fun to play out. And we did it in 2 or 3 evenings, I think, the whole side quest adventure, and they had a blast doing it. And it was very fun. It was just doing something else from the main campaign, and it was really fun to do something else than the main campaign, but with your own characters and still
canon in a way.
Yeah, still canon in a way.
Yeah, that's cool. I have to turn to chat now because Ashley says I was going to do one on the Discord for the community, so that's great.
Awesome.
Thank you, Ashley. Present Muse says, or maybe a Voidcast Careful Cantrip Dungeon Master Swap Halloween one-shot extravaganza. I would watch that.
I would watch that.
Yeah, we're going to do that one then.
Dungeon Master Dave.
Yeah,
with Dave the Dungeon Master.
Yeah, that's and Present Muse Ashley says, now that's a parallel cantrip. That's cool. And Michel says Present Muse would definitely be a lot of fun to be doing something together. Yeah, and I still have to take up contact with you after last Jasper's Lab, Dave. So we'll be doing that as well soonish. Busy, but soonish. Yeah, but great. Yeah, the other thing is I remember doing, as people by now know, I have like 3 giant campaigns running, of which 2 are on hold right now, but 2 of them lasted 9 years and the other one already lasted 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what was I going to say? Oh, so and that takes about all my time, and in a way, it's all main quest.
Nope.
No, you're going to talk about that, and that's what I think is funny. And then, but when we were teenagers, we would always do these side quests, or make a character for just a one shot, or have spent an evening just making up stuff on the spot. I remember once we did this little adventure about a farmer that had this pebble roll into a hill where there was this cavern, and that ended up to be one of the most funny adventures we've ever done, where they went into this dungeon and came out killing each other over the pebble and stuff. There was nothing special about the pebble, but we just had a blast, and then you can't reproduce that feeling again when you do another adventure that has the same kind of intention, where you're just having fun, and then but this time it's a marble instead of a pebble rolling into the dungeon. So there are all these unique experiences that you can have as a dungeon master or as a player when doing the silly side things that have a lot less stakes to them. Yeah.
My main villain in my previous campaign that I ran was created during a side quest for Lost Mines of Vandelver.
Oh,
so,
man.
in the Lost Mine of Vandelver story,
wait, Eric.
Yeah.
We have to keep that one for another point in this episode.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, because you're going to laugh what someone entered as an answer for a side quest.
Oh, awesome.
Especially for you. Well, it wasn't especially for you, but I put it in especially for you. So
yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll not divulge any further.
Yeah. It would be definitely be a lot of fun to do something together, says Michel. Yeah, we're going to do something together, and as soon as you can, I think. Then he's hashtag. He's hashtagging me. Anyway, let's go to the next answer, which is on the same screen. Ki Rosero says, having to go and collect all the children my character accidentally armed and sent off to battle, while dealing with an angry mob of parents whose kids I accidentally sent off to battle.
How the hell did that happen?
Yeah. Are you in chat right now? Because if you are in chat, I really want to know the whole story. But I can, love that as well, Groucho Glasses. I think it's just hilarious how you get to that point. Reminds me a bit of the landmine episode where from Parks and Rec, where he gives this landmine as a sort of gift to this small child who he just told that government is shit.
Well, it kind of reminds me of what's that movie called again with the kid soldiers with Idris Elba, Beast of No Nation, I think. Was it the Beast of No Nation one shot? Because that would be very, very, very cruel, man.
Well, now it's getting dark again, right? I didn't see that
I'm
movie.
here. The episode's dark, you know that.
Yeah. Frown.
But having to
Frown a
collect
bit more, Eric.
frown. Sorry.
Frown.
No, I won't frown for you. Anyway, so having to collect, but how do you arm children and send them off to battle
Accidentally.
accidentally? How do you make that mistake? Do you just go into town, draft every man, woman and child, and then send them off to war, or
Yeah.
Red Dawn? Yeah, Red Dawn.
Yeah? Was that the one?
No, not Red Dawn. I think it was Peace of No Nation or something like that. But I'll look it up. I'll put it in chat later.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can only imagine how this goes. But I think this would lead to, if you are a role playing party, then this would lead to great conversations with those parents, right?
Yeah, unless the parents are an angry mob with pitchforks and torches, then I think the conversation would be very short.
She gave the answer, failed perception, though they thought they were halflings. Is that true? Oh, I didn't see that reaction. Oh, please. Oh, that's so cool. I thought they were all halflings. Failed perception. Oh, that's so harsh.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Dying on stream. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that makes total sense, right? Gandalf did the same.
Thank you for that answer, Michel. We will read the first line of your answer right now.
Are you? Anyway, yeah, well, so would have been a lot of fun to play and having the interaction. Well, that's what I was going to say. If you're a role players and you get to an interaction with parents who are really mad, and you have a dungeon master who really can express that that sense of parenthood that would kick in by then, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome, but man, sending kids off to battle, yeah, and you have a very evil DM for making you do that. So
yeah, but evil
awesome
DMs are cool.
all around. Yeah, evil DMs are awesome.
Yeah. Let's go to the next answer.
Yes.
Top down tabletop. Are you in chat? Top down tabletop. I don't think I saw any of you, or did I? I don't know. Anyway, says, worth mentioning, but the first one that popped into my mind was a campaign where we were delivering something for an evil sultan, and on the way we encountered a town being attacked by, I think, ogres, and one of them was holding a hostage in his fist, and our ranger kind of killed them and the hostage. Then a warlock cast suggestion on the townsfolk to hand over some supplies, even though they were short on them. At least we admitted we were evil in the campaign. Lol.
Yeah, I still haven't played an evil campaign yet.
No. But
Have
I
you
think
ever
this
played-
is... no, I don't think I ever played an evil campaign.
Well, you played a lot of evil people during as a DM, but
Yeah.
evil campaign? No, I haven't played an evil campaign yet. I do want to play an evil campaign though, but I'm such a goody two shoes that I will screw it up and play good anyway, I think.
Yeah, I think I would always be afraid of kind of a redemption story then. I think it's better to have one kind of character that starts off evil in your party, and maybe it stays that way, but then at least you have one redemption story to be concerned about, instead of a whole lot of them. Because if I would ever want to really play an evil party, I would want to do it evil, but be dynamically evil, and not like kill everything in sight and be murder hobo evil, because that's like really plotting something to, you can have normal interactions with people when you're an evil guy. I always think in a way of from the live ship traders, Kenneth, who well, does a lot of things by accident, which feel good, and you kind of like that character, even though you read his thoughts about what he is doing, and you see people misinterpreting what he's doing for good stuff, and then at a certain point he does something, you think, oh, this character, I never want to read anything about him ever again. He can just get out of this book and never have to see him again. And that's how evil he becomes, and in a way is through the whole series.
Yeah. Groucho Glasses says good for a one shot though. And
yeah.
It's absolutely true. I would want to play like the villains inside a dungeon, encountering the heroic characters who are raiding the dungeon. That would be a nice twist to play.
Play Dungeon Keeper.
yeah, like dungeon keeper. So set up traps so you can kill the adventurers one at a time or something like that.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, love that game as well, by the way. And I think evil is complicated in so many ways, because you have to think about what you want to do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to feel when you kill somebody in a game because of stuff? Because I remember in when you were just starting in my party, when they accidentally killed their first person, and they were all pretty stressed about it.
It was such a really weird evening, because I thought I would be joining a D&D campaign, and they actually killed a guard, and everybody stressed out because they killed someone, and I was like, well, that's the point of the game, wasn't
it? Yeah, and then it wasn't.
It was to roll dice and have fun, kill enemies, loot stuff.
But imagine that thing in reverse, where you're killing a guard, and you don't have to feel anything about it, but you are immersed in your role, and you have to come out of that as a player again. Because that's a thing, and I talked about this with Michel as well. When we do role-playing games, I always tend to, I say, okay, this time I'm going to play Baldur's Gate Evil, and then I'm like 10 minutes in, and I'm already making the good choices again.
Yeah, the same with me, because I played, like I said just before the show, I played the game Detroit, Become Human. You have all these evil options you can explore if you want to, so you can play the game in different ways, but I always tend to go for the best, the most lawful, good possible outcome anyways. Sometimes I tend to do a couple of choices just to see where the story goes, but I always veer off to the good options, just because I can't. I just can't get myself over that moral threshold to play something evil, unless I am DM. But then it's your whole purpose to play evil characters and try to slaughter the party. I mean, to try to run a game and make your party have fun.
Yeah. So Ashley also says, be the DM.
Yeah, be the DM. Yeah,
I think that's the right answer to that question. Yeah.
Also, I played Stellaris. It's a galaxy-spanning game, computer games right now, and you build your empire and you can start wars and everything. And I always go for the diplomatic solution, because I don't want to start a war against a race a species that I just encountered. And yeah, you can play the game that way, and it's the same for D&D. I just can't get myself over that evil threshold. It's so stupid. But
I know it's. I don't know what that is. Are there really any parties that can maintain such a thing for a longer time? Congratulations!
Hey, congratulations with your tier 1 subscription. And thank you for joining us in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. We should explore that sometime.
Yeah,
Just play an evil one shot and see if we can pull it off.
it could be a talking void question, really. Um, um, did, did you ever play an evil campaign, and how did you cope with the evil stuff?
Mhm.
Groucho Gasser says, thanks for the gift. My pleasure. And I think it's also about the level of immersion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's true as well. Because when we are talking about Dungeons and Dragons, mostly we immerse ourselves pretty deeply, and then we get into trouble, morally in trouble, I think. But if you don't
Mhm.
immerse yourself at all and just go on a war against the good kingdom, then it might be a bit different.
Yeah.
Mm.
But when we play as DMs, we always do evil stuff to our players without remorse.
Yeah, but it
Like
has been.
I cut off one of my players' arms because he disobeyed the prison warders, who was like a level 15 drow, and he was a level 1 human cleric without armor, and he started acting up. So he put his hand between the bars. It was in the beginning of the From the Abyss adventure, and yeah, he just tried to grab her by the throat, and they cut off his arm. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's cool. Yeah.
that's the consequence of attacking an evil drow when you're in that position. And the player really felt terrible about it, but I really was enjoying it with a glee to do to do that to the player, because I was playing evil drow. Later,
Yeah.
he fixed his arm with a bionicle arm, so it
Yeah,
all
well, that's the other thing, right?
yeah.
You always can get it into a cool kind of story mode again.
Hmm.
I remember when one of my characters shot a firebolt at a child to distract the father of the child from the combat that he was doing. They were in his house and having combat, and the boy just came to the range and said, "Father, what's happening?" Then he shot a firebolt at it, and luckily did the almost the least amount of damage, so it didn't kill the kid outright. But everybody was shocked at that thing. Then the watch came, and that character that did it fled, but then got captured by the mother of the child, who was kind of a sorcerer herself, and she tortured him
Yeah.
in a cellar and took out his eye and two of his fingers.
Yeah.
And he hasn't regained, and tortured him pretty badly. He had to recuperate for a couple of weeks, and then his fingers would not grow back, but he could still cast magic. And then he got this magical eye from a guy that gave him the ability to use the spell augury once a day.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. So that was cool, you know,
Yeah.
because then you always compensate in kind of way as a dungeon master, thinking about, hey, what would be cool to do with this. You have to have a sense of punishment for your actions, especially because they're, you know, the father and mother were evil in their own right, but the child was innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I do love about, well, role-playing games, movies, books, I really love a good villain, and I always wanted to play a really good villain, but I always failed to make an evil character. But when I watch a movie, like one of my favorite movies, and most people will disagree with me, is The Patriot with Mel Gibson, and the main antagonist is Tevington. He's this English nobleman who, well, runs people in a church and then sets the church on fire, and he kills a kid just because the kid disobeyed. And well, it's such an awesome evil character, and he is meant to be hated. And I love when an actor really puts his effort in it, and yeah, really achieves the being hated part. And I always wanted to achieve that stuff with, well, villains in my D&D campaigns, but I never got around playing an evil character with my player character, as a player character, except at one time when I got to play Tiravan in your campaign.
Yeah, so that was cool. But I have the problem with a lot of evil characters that they don't stay evil because they come in contact with the party, which has happened in our campaign a few times, I think. Because in a way, Milliford, who he might not have been truly evil, but his intentions were bad, so to say. And then Roderick as well turned back to the good side somewhat, or something. And then it ends there.
Yeah, the only true evil character that still hasn't turned good is Eric Goldman, but well.
Yeah, that's true. And I love the Hamador story arc with the guy in the full plate.
Sure. But now we digress into things only we know.
Jeremy Irons is Scar, just the best bad guy.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Irons is Scar. That's one of my favorite villains, and Gaston from Disney has some of the greatest villains ever. So Gaston is one of my favorite. Well, I don't want to say villain, but in some way he is one of the good guys. But
no, he's just a bastard. I watched that movie with my children a couple of days back to back, really. The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. It's fun.
But okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah. So this
for that long discussion.
Yeah. Then we're going to M. Scott, who says, I made a joke saying, that old chestnut, after someone said a weird face in a magic shop. My character then found, that should be phrase, I think. There we go. My character then found a painting of a horse titled That Old Chestnut, then was sucked into the painting with 2 murderous dragons in it. So, I got this one clarified somewhat. Because this player came into contact with me, I don't know if they are in chat. Thanks to my son, I know all of Scar's lines. Sheriff of Nottingham, Rickman. Yeah, a cool one as well. This was the story. He said that old chestnut then saw a painting of 2 chestnut horses on the wall, got sucked in them. Those horses were wild-shaping druids who could turn into dragons. Those dragons attacked him. The party kind of followed him in some way, and they finally exited the painting again through another painting in the painting.
Wow. Okay.
That's the rabbit hole thing I was talking about.
Yeah, but did they actually exit the painting?
Well, here we go on our Inception/Tenet deep dive.
But I really love these realms inside realms ideas.
Dijkaartse glasses. Sorry.
Dijkaartse glasses. Thank you for joining us, and have fun with your subscription.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry I interrupted you, but I wanted to say goodbye before they left.
But I really love stories like these miniature worlds inside worlds. So a world inside a painting, or a world inside a glass bowl, or something like that. Like the whole Men in Black universe inside a marble.
Yeah. Love that as well. I think Dave did an Ink Dweller on his world building stream on Sundays. Careful cantrip, and I like that concept as well. So kind of I don't know if I remember if it's a book, but then it has its own. It was kind of a creature made out of ink from the sadness of a writer or something. I don't know exactly anymore. And then it came out of the book and sucked you in to his special realm in there, and confronted you there with his true power. And I love those kind of things.
Yeah, Dave says the Ink Dweller.
Yeah, the Ink Dweller. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds like an
Narnia.
awesome concept.
Yeah.
I'll return to the villain because you said you had something for me, so I'll return to that later.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So let's not stay with this answer for too long. Maybe we, because I know where you want to go. Let's have a long answer.
A long answer. Okay.
Yeah, it's the big answer screen that we're going to. Here we go. Bum 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 bum.
Still have a small answer screen.
Hyperion says, I ran this a while ago, one that I will never forget. The party had just said goodbye to the female drowned monk named Azil, after which the party traveled from the mage city Corian to the trade city Altagir. After a boat trip of just under 2 days, they had arrived and bumped into a paladin who worked for the same entities at the party, the Titans. Long story short, it came to the light that a major library, the Library of Legends, would contain a book important to the Titans, and getting it could earn a lot of appreciation and credit with the Titan unity. So a quest to integrate new characters started. So they met up with new players, and then they became one party, and so that's something I initially thought to spend only 2 to 3 sessions on. Ultimately, the party invested a lot of time in it by setting up a hugely thought out plan, from disabling security by means of the warlock who went on to impersonate an important figure, to the satyr evolutionist who had retrieved the desired objects from the library at tremendous speed. As a distraction, they had even sent a kind of half-titan to a busy plaza to cause distraction, but as a backup they even had the explosive runes placed under the library by a new ally of them should things go wrong. So a side quest that I expected to have some fights and the like went to an Ocean's 11 movie where the party left town with a bag full of magic items without anyone knowing what they were. Sunglasses. Very proud, and it was an awesome time.
Yeah, that sounds like a very awesome heist movie. It sounds exactly like the Ocean's 11 premise. So strange people meet up, and they all use their specialties to rob some place. And
Yeah.
awesome. I would really love to play an adventure like that. Also, a great example of that was I think. Acquisitions Incorporated did a heist adventure in one of the dwarf banks, I think it was. It was also such an awesome episode. I really love these heist type of adventures.
Yeah, I love them too.
Yeah. Have you ever played in one of them? Or
Not
ever run a heist type of adventure?
really. I mean, I think I had a lot of big plots where people were thinking of all kinds of ways to get into stuff and then get out of them again, but not really in the sense of that they had main objectives and had to get out there to the runaway car as quickly as possible, for example. I think the closest I came in Breach was the one where you had to climb on top of the tower and went in from the top, but that, but not set as a heist thing itself. No. Did you?
No, still haven't run a heist type of adventure yet. I did some small adventures inside my adventure where they needed to retrieve an item from a mansion, and they sneaked around the mansion while the guards were walking around. But it was not as elaborate as the answer right now on screen. It was just an hour or 2 tops, and then they were out of the mansion again. But this sounds like an adventure I would like to play.
Yeah, I would like to play it as well.
Mhm.
So hopefully we get a heist, Roger.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Top Down Tabletop.
Oh, good. I
You
made
just
it.
missed your
I had
answer.
to run out to the store as soon as you guys went. I thought I might miss it. You missed it.
Yeah,
you missed it. Top Down Tabletop.
Oh, you missed your answer, man. That's such an awesome answer.
Yeah, we spent quite a lot of time on it, actually.
Yeah.
I think we will retrieve part of the answer at a later stage, though. But yeah, okay. Now chat is exploding again. Ashley says Don Treader in his daughter's room on the wall, which is cool. I love that ship. I love the old BBC series from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I watched them with my parents, and I have good memories about that one.
Never watched them.
I never liked the movies that much. I only saw the first one and couldn't really get into it.
No, same here. And I never watched anything.
Aston says, sounds like a lot of fun. Also, many warlocks in the answers today. And then Ashley says, I have the game Dusk City Outlaws and Dungeon Master it occasionally. All about the heists. Okay, sounds cool. Dave says, I once ran a heist that started with an entire party with each of them having their own tasks. It then ran individual sessions with each of them to prepare for the task and then brought them all together, starting in the vault and then went backwards. Tough, but it was amazing. Backwards in time, that is. Oh, cool.
Backwards in time? Oh, wow.
So
how did you pull that off?
How did you get there? And then you went back from, well, how did we get there or something?
Yeah.
Did it go like that? That sounds amazing. Would love to have such a kind of experience. And I love the Careful Cantrip Honey Heist.
Still haven't seen it, sorry.
No, the Careful Cantrip, but I'm saying, I'm calling Critical Role Honey Heist.
Critical Role.
Well, there I mistook you for Critical Role. That's so cool, I think. Which is this... they do this while playing bears, and it's this role-playing game that's it's written down on one sheet.
One sheet role-playing game. Yeah.
And those adventures are great. They are dungeon mastered by one of them is at least dungeon mastered by Marisha, and she does a really good job with it.
Yeah. I actually remember I already did my heist part inside the warehouse during the Precipice of Dreams.
Yeah,
I did my little side adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that was my most favorite side adventure.
Okay,
ever.
We have nothing more to discuss then.
Oh,
we did
no,
it.
but that was actually quite fun to play out. I had it in my head that I wanted to do something apart from the party because Michel got his own episode, so I thought, well, I want my own episode too, so I'll just split myself off from the party and do my own thing. But that was a really fun session to play, and it really got that heist feel to it.
Yeah, now that you're mentioning that, I remember a rogue doing the same thing in one of my adventures, and really going to this tower and exploring stuff and going into the shadow and everything. But then the rest of the party had enough and did a Leroy Jenkins and killed their party. So, awesome. But it was you should have seen what the guy's face looked like when they said Leroy Jenkins. They actually said Leroy Jenkins and went inside. Because he was having such a lot of fun and really doing his rogue thing, and then they totally spoiled it for him. It was such a sad experience.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah,
Respect
the other players at your table. We started at the final battle in the vault and then did time by 24 hours. It was a bit tricky, but they had worked out a number of solutions to get them to the vault. Time jump, man, I can't type today. Well, I can never type, so that's okay.
And then you sold the movie rights and they made Tenet, right?
There we go again. I loved it. He didn't. So we're on opposite sides of that thing.
That movie, yeah. I started at one end and Jasper started the other end, and we meet each other halfway. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Sounds amazing, Present Muse, says Michel. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Well, it's a long answer from Hyperion, but let's go to the next answer, which is a short answer again.
Short answers.
Yeah. So we can switch over like that. My character failed a wish spell and got shot 30 years into the future. She saw what would happen if they failed to destroy the big bad evil guy. Finally made it back to her present day, rescued by her adopted son, all grown up. Now she's working on finding a way to change that future and save her party from certain death. Lol. I'm having so much fun trying to figure out how to outthink the big bad evil guy now that I know what could happen.
That's also awesome. To start, I also heard a couple of parties who started their adventure with the final episode, and then it was just a dream sequence, and then the adventure started. And I really love that foreshadowing that you're walking towards a certain doom, and now you have time to prepare for that certain doom and try to change the outcome. That's awesome. I really love those types of adventures.
I really love how, as a dungeon master, you can really manipulate those kind of stories as well, because I think that's the thing that I'm great at manipulating time in a way that makes sense for me. But until it finally clicks for a party, they said, "Oh shit, what did we do?" It happened to your party, but it really happens to all of my parties in a kind of sense. I just love how that works, manipulating time and the consequences and that kind of stuff.
Time is a tricky thing to do. I avoid it at all costs because I'm very bad at keeping together all the timelines. And I foreshadowed an adventure once, and foreshadowed that one of the characters would become evil, and then another party member made a decision that made him totally evil, and the other character went completely the opposite way. And then I thought, oh my god, what did I do? I just foreshadowed that the other character would become evil. I'm just very bad at that stuff. Just
play it out. That would be my recommendation, because then either they broke the timeline and it's a good thing, or they broke it even further and it's a bad thing, or they are still going to that same point somewhere in the future and you don't know about it yet. I love those kinds of things. It's I had my big foreshadowing or timey-wimey thingy a couple of sessions ago with one of my parties, and everything went as it should have gone, So they fulfilled every prophecy within a quarter of an hour. And
oh wow.
And one of the characters, while it was happening, it was on Discord, so I could see all their faces, but they couldn't see each other. Well, they could see each other, but they were concentrating on me. And you saw one of this person sitting in his chair and then going like that, having this sense of absolute dread while it was happening, and the rest just looking like this. And the person that it was, the main thing was happening to, like, I'm making this decision. Yes, I want to get to my people as soon as possible. And then the climax came, and they were all like, "What happened?" But if that wouldn't have gone as it should have, it would have been great as well, because then they would have broken stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm just very bad at the whole time stuff, and you are very excellent with the whole time stuff. I mean, we played through different timelines, and we saw things from the future and the past and everything in between, and still the whole adventure makes sense. And that's very, very awesome if you can do that.
Yeah.
I'll just do the linear thing and just go from.
Ashley says, "Damn it, now I want to start a new Thermos campaign where the PCs wake up in the underworld as recently dead level 20 characters and then get sent back to the Ark over as they clearly messed up by dying." Teros, yes.
Oh, awesome. Well,
new campaign
Ashley,
incoming.
I think the best thing you could do is just kill off the party you're running right now and do it all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
might be the best idea. Yeah,
might be the best idea. Yeah. So talking about side quests, Eric, what is your favorite side quest?
My favorite side quest, well, it's called the Breach Campaign.
It's called the Breach Campaign.
Well, you got me there because you said what's your favorite side quest, and I believe you once started the Breach campaign where everybody wanted to go to the Harvest Festival called Harvest Fest, and then everything happened in between. Like we went through space and time and killed kings and met characters who were from the past and were asleep for 170 years and. Well, all this stuff happened in between, but we just wanted to go to Harvest Fest. That was our only real thing we wanted to do. So I think we played a total of 8 years through a side quest.
Yeah. Well, then I have
that's my favorite side quest so far.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because I have exactly the same kind of side quest because we're going to Brentwick with the Precipice.
Mm-hmm.
But so everything else is a side quest, right?
I'm not sure that Brentwick even exists.
No, I don't think it exists anymore. And
well, someone joked that Susan was called Susan Brentwick because.
Yeah, let's go to Susan. Yeah. We found her. No, we have been to Brentwick now, but this stream is about side quests. Naturally, they're going to have side chats. Yeah, truly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never go to this stream if you want to stay on topic because it's total chaos always, and it's fun chaos. But
yeah, I hope so. but that is the thing, because you're calling it a side quest.
Yeah, it's a side
obviously
quest.
we know that it's a main side quest.
No, it's a side quest. It's just purely a side quest.
9 years of playing before getting to the main goal, which is a party at a village a couple of miles away.
The party, and you just invented this whole convoluted story around going to this party, but still, we just wanted to go to the party. So,
well, you got there and it was fine.
Yeah.
There was a marriage, and there was a lot of drink, and there were a lot of stone and wooden pillars that seemed like nice ladies after a couple of drinks.
Yeah. Did you ever do an improvised side quest?
Did I ever do yes?
Yeah, because I'm doing an improvised side quest right now. Because my party obviously isn't watching because I would have seen them in the stream if they were. But I'm currently running my second run through the Curse of Strahd campaign, and they went to a location. I won't divulge too much because some of the party members watch this on YouTube later. And they got to a location which I thought would take them an hour and they would move on. And now we are stuck in this location for, I think, 6 sessions in total. And they are still, trying to figure out what they are supposed to do and trying to help some people. And I just thought, man, it would take an hour and then we will move on to another thing, and it's a whole adventure in an adventure all of itself. And I really love when players go off script like that, and when you have to do your best as a DM just to accommodate your players and make a whole side quest out of it.
Yeah, but that's the greatest thing, doing it like that. Ashley says,
Vechel Fantasy is in the chat.
Yeah, I'm getting there. 9 years to be turned away by the bouncer for wearing the wrong shoes. And hello, Vechel, welcome to the stream. I love the fact that he uses the Dutch language and then throws the wonders in there. Again, it's a sort of half English term. Thanks for joining us. Bedankt dat je er bent.
Bedankt dat je er bent.
Going off script because you as a party went off script the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if we could talk about side quests within this big side quest that you're calling my adventure side quest, but then there were side quests inside the side quest. I think, and a lot of them happened because you made choices that I didn't think of, or came to conclusions that were wrong,
Illogical.
logical, and then the whole adventure got turned around at some time. So, and that's again the thing, that if you experience it as a player, it seems linear, But the dungeon master has all these lines in his head. Oh, what's happening now? Taking a hard left on this turn, and then seeing where the adventure runs from that point on. Yeah. And that has happened a lot in that adventure.
Yeah, I think so, because when you pitted us against two, I think it was a frostworm and another creature, a behir, or what's that? Whatever it's called in English. And
frostworm and remoras.
Oh, Remoras, yeah. And our characters, one of the creatures exploded, and our dwarf characters, well, we just have 2 short legs, so we couldn't outrun the explosion, and we were caught in the blast, and we died. And a whole side adventure or side quest, whatever you would call it, that took 3 years, just started existing in that moment. So started.
But the funny thing there is that you've never gotten to the point in the adventure where the story arc would normally have ended, which wasn't Harvest Fest. It was a totally different place. And the funny thing is that what you did as a side quest when you died, so to say, should have happened as a second story arc. Okay. So it would have happened later in the adventure, because they could be played separate from each other. Because you were in that adventure were clones of your origin, not even your original character, but kind of clones, and waking up in tubes and everything. And that would have happened at a totally different point in the adventure, where you would have been, wait, what? What's happening? And then I would have said, well, do you take the blue pill or the red pill? And then, instead of, because I was thinking about, because resurrection magic is extremely rare in my campaign, and 2 characters died at a random encounter, so to say. I thought, well, maybe I can do this, and then make logical sense that if you would return and stuff, that the energy from those clone bodies could be used to reinvigorate your bodies, and then you would have been resurrected. But that storyline would have happened anyway after part of the story, so it would still have taken up those 3 years, even if it had been at a later time in the adventure. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow! Look at the time. We need to go through the answers.
No, we're nearly there, and it's half a beer early, very early. Yeah,
okay. We're on schedule. What is this show?
Far too. This is the time where we're going to take a nap and be back. No. But I knew it was going to be a bit of a shorter episode, actually. So I think we're going to the last one.
Oh, this is the last one. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, no. It's 2 more. Brandon says, my party has 2 Eladrin characters playing as mother and son, who never discuss his father since he's never met him. During an interesting little side quest, they met an Eladrin supremacist who was able to get a blood sample of the son while tending some of his wounds. Then one of the best moments in our campaign happened after hearing, tainted blood. Seeing our young Eladrin trying to stay in character, looking to his mom, saying, what the hell does that mean? Pooh.
Oh, wow. That's so awesome.
Yeah. It is awesome. I love those kinds of story arcs where such a reveal. I think that because I've been watching a lot of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and all kinds of things suddenly have this supremacist word in it, and I knew what it meant, but somehow these times it gets pushed more to the front or something, or
Hmm.
it has always been there, but they suddenly recognize the word you never know. Must be a psychological thing. Maybe Michel can say something about that. Um, but yeah, that's cool, right?
Yeah, that's very cool. I really love the. Well, I always love big reveals during adventures, and this is a very big reveal. It really says something about the two characters and well their relationship to each other, and it really has it might have a large impact on how they will relate to one each other after this encounter. I really want to know from the dungeon master if the mother and son knew, or if the mother knew about the tainted blood. So if she wrote it up in her backstory, or if it was all improvised, and if she had to roleplay on the spot about that. That would be very awesome if a player can pick that up right away.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Uh,
as you know, for myself, I don't like to write up 15 pages of backstory. I just write a short page of backstory, and I'll let the DM fill in the rest. And this would be a really great playing opportunity to improvise your backstory further at that point.
yeah, I think so too. This is where suddenly every character has a past, and you realize that has been there all along in a way, but it suddenly
Mhm.
becomes clear. I love those kinds of moments, and even if it is improvised, then it's still suddenly there, the
Yeah.
past. Yeah.
A player who does this very good is Mike Ruhulik from Acquisition Inc. And they,
Acquisitions Inc.
yeah, but Chris Perkins actually, and also Jerry Hawkins from Acquisition Inc. Chris Perkins wrote up their family members that they didn't include in their backstories, and they acted on them well instantly, like they always existed, and it was so awesome to see on stream just how they reacted to these characters and
Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah.
to learn afterwards that these characters didn't exist before this session. So sisters and mothers and brothers who were just not made up on the spot, but well, maybe made up on the spot, because the characters reacted to their brothers and to their siblings and their parents during the stream.
Yeah.
So yeah, a big reveal like this, like an Eladrin supremacist who finds out that the Eladrin son has tainted blood. Well, that's such an awesome role playing opportunity.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so
really,
too.
yeah, I'm really jealous of this moment right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering what would go through you if you would really have that sense of, like,
Mhm.
you know, because especially when you know that you're living kind of a supremacist uh, society,
Mhm.
or because I'm guessing that that is the case here,
Mhm.
that it has a lot of implications when one says that to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a dungeon master, or as the two players, I think all three of them will have had shivers at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, this was presented as a side quest. Did they meet the Eladrin supremacist as a side quest, or did a side quest start due to this conversation? That would be
Yeah, no
really
idea.
interested to
Yeah.
find that out.
Maybe if you watch this episode on YouTube, because I don't think you are in the chat, give a comment.
Yeah, give a
Tell us.
comment.
Yeah.
Tell us what you know, because it sounds like a really awesome adventure.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, want to know. I want to know
Mhm.
more. So let's go to the next one.
And was this the last question, or?
What's happening? Uh, yeah, this is the one. Yeah. Anya says someone kidnapped our evil wizard friend and we went and got him back. Okay, a little more details. So our party have adopted Nesnar from the Lost Mines of Lost Mines, and he got kidnapped by Banites. So we went to their headquarters and fought our way in to get him back. What made it memorable was that Nesnar, for the first time in his life, experienced having anyone doing anything for him without expecting something in return. Our characters risked their lives for him because he was an ally. Basically, he might be an evil, rotten bastard, but he was our evil, rotten bastard.
Yeah.
Just his reaction to being rescued was priceless and might be the first step on a redemption story for him. Not that he does not have a long way to go yet.
Yeah.
So, right?
First thing, Lost Mine of Phandelver, one of the best written 5th edition adventures ever. If you haven't picked it up yet, just do it. I'm not being paid to say this. It's such an amazing adventure.
Which is funny because it's like the starter set adventure. I didn't even know that.
Adventure. It has only 36 pages, I think, and it has everything you want in an adventure. So it has a main village you regularly return to. Yeah, that's the adventure. It has a main quest that spans over multiple sessions, and it has a couple of side quests. You can be as varied as you want them to be. It has good written characters. It has an awesome written story, and it has a lot of different enemies and potential allies. It's just great. It's just great all around. So
comes with pre-made characters.
Yeah. It's awesome that they adopted Nesnar as an ally, because Nesnar was my ultimate enemy in the Lost Mine of Phandelver, until they invented their own nemesis during one of the adventures. So, if anyone hasn't played Last Mine of Phandelver yet and wants to play Last Mine of Phandelver, spoilers. So. I don't want to go to leave our stream, but I will.
Well, keep it to this part because it's an answer as well. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep it to this part. Then Nesnar is one of the bad guys during the adventure, and if the party adopted him to fight alongside them, then they did a really a great job role playing and employing him, because he's just such an evil character. But have you gotten a chance to play Lost Mine of Phandelver yet?
No, I still have to do it, but I'll be the dungeon master, so no spoilers for me. Yeah, I'm going to do it with my wife and child. So yeah.
Okay. And I also understand that Michel has run the Last Mine of Phandelver for his family. So
yeah, he's a couple of sessions in, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, no, but just go on. Tell the story because.
Tell the story. Okay. Yeah. Well, so my adventures. There's one page, and it's only one short paragraph, I think, about it's a side quest where an evil necromancer is at a ruined tower, and he has a couple of zombies digging something up for him, and he has a tent, and inside a tent there's some equipment he has some equipment, and that's it. That's the only thing you know about the whole character. I think his name was Hamun Kost or something like that. Well, it was Hamun Kost in my adventure. And my party, I ran that adventure, and my party went to the location, and they saw the evil necromancer, and before he could say anything, the cleric blasted him right out of his shoes. So he used, I don't know which spell, I don't remember which spell, but he did maximum damage on a natural 20, and the wizard the evil necromancer just blew up right in front of them. So the whole encounter, went totally sideways, and they looted the tent of the necromancer, and inside the tent there was a picture in a frame which depicted the necromancer, and decided to take it back to their cave. And inside the caves beneath the manor in Vandalen, there's a pit that has necromantic energy, and they decided to hang the picture next to the pit. And I made up right at the spot that picture is actually a phylactery for the necromancer, and because he dabbled in phylacteries because he wanted to become a lich, and the necromancy from the pit actually drew the necromancer from that painting. So and now the necromancer is running around, and the whole campaign is revolving around this necromancer as the evil nemesis, and they're trying to stop the necromancer, who became all powerful because he absorbed all the energy from the necromantic pit. So that's just one thing that a side quest can totally go off rails and become one of the main plot points in your adventure. And it's so great how that turned out because of the decisions of the party to take that picture to that pit. It was such an awesome thing to do as a dungeon master.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They still think it's part of the adventure, and it's how this necromancer is written, but it's just one paragraph that explains that the necromancer is there and he wants to dig up some artifact or something.
But I like how that works, right? Because it's a small booklet, but it gives you hours and hours of playtime. And could give, for some parties it will be like 5 sessions. For others it will be a year of play, for example. And I love how, depending on the party it takes on, and the dungeon master, how it takes on its own kind of shape. Come on, cat. Wants to be on camera so much.
Ashley says, not a necromancer, professor of post-mortem communications. Yeah, that's
True.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll call necromancers
Side cat.
professors of post-mortem communications after this.
That's
after
cool.
This evening.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ashley.
It's the second most evil, possibly the second most evil school of magic.
Mm.
Right. Okay. So that's your. The funny thing is that for this, their side quest is a totally different story concerning this necromancer. That's what I like about these things, because, as you said, and Ashley says it as well in chat, that module never runs the same way twice.
No.
And this is an example of that. Top Down Tabletop says, I don't do pre-written ones anymore, but our longest running campaign started there and still going. And Michel is enjoying it a lot. Essence says side cat, which was a remark to my cat.
Top Down Tabletop, which pre-written adventure did you start off and is now your longest running campaign? Which adventure did you run?
Oh, he ran, as I understand, Vandalen. Van Delver.
Oh, okay, so you also ran Van Delver.
Yeah, he ran Van Delver. That's what he implies by saying it at that point. Hello, Morikai Fox. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We're nearing the end, but welcome anyway. Welcome. My pleasure. Thanks. Haha. So yeah, I like this this answer also because of the of the sentence, but he was our evil bastard.
No, that's especially that, but he was our rotten evil. It's the same way we felt about Dark Bowen in the beginning. Yeah. He's evil, but he is our evil cleric.
Yeah. He isn't evil. Right?
No, he's not evil. I think the other Bowen is evil, but, well, up opinions vary on that matter.
Truly.
But yeah, it's a great answer. I really loved Lost Mine of Vandelver. I'd like to play it again. So
Yeah, well, I'm going into the experience for the first time, and my eldest, I have 2 children, but my eldest will be joining, and possibly when we do something on the day, then my daughter will be wanting to play as well. But we have to see how that goes. I have to copy Michel's character sheets, but because he made really beautiful character sheets for his children in Dutch, so maybe we'll do that. No, I will not do that. But I have been thinking about doing it that way. But with my oldest son, who's now 10 this Friday, I'm doing it in English and teaching him what the words mean. So.
Oh, that's very awesome. That's a very awesome way to learn English.
Yeah. I think that... oh, no, I didn't. I did it by reading the Silmarillion. Well, no, that's not true. I did the Darkest Rising series. I read those 5 novels, and at the start I couldn't read English, and at the end of the 5th novel I could read English. So that's how I taught myself.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that's the last answer we got. What should I do, Eric? Because he has been such a nuisance in chat the whole time.
Michel?
Michel. Should I read it so that he feels good about himself?
I can also read it if you send it to me.
Oh, he has posted it in our general chat, I think. So.
Oh, where is it?
Yeah.
So general chats.
I'll read it. I'll give him this. Yeah, for once, Who cares, right?
Yeah, save the best for last.
Well, save the best. I don't know about that. Now Michel's laughing. Yeah.
Oh, we could we can always do a halfway during Michel's text. Oh, we're driving into a tunnel right now, and then cut off the stream.
Okay. Let's talk about Ashley's side quest, because Ashley is the dungeon master Michel's playing, and it's his most memorable side quest ever. Our ship stopped for a brief inspection by a sour tax collector in the harbor of Meletis. This man was followed by a tiny goblin who was carrying the tax collector's stuff. The tax collector ignored the struggling goblin. My character asked the goblin if he could help. The goblin answered with a resolute no, for he was, of course, only a slave. My character, unfamiliar with slavery, asked if it was a profession. The goblin said, "No, I am a desk." We left the ship and went into the tax and costumes building, only to find out that all tax collectors had a goblin-shaped desk. We cried out, "People should not be desks. Desks should be desks." And the tax collectors answered, "Goblins are not people, they are fungus." And thus started our side quest. We are in the harbor for 4 days, more than enough time to free the goblins, start a revolution, and overturn a slavery-fattened government.
Awesome. So Michel is
boring. No, it's not boring. Sorry, Ash. No, it's okay. But we already discussed this adventure in the previous episode. I don't know, but he really wanted to get it in there. So Ashley, that's for you then, because Michel has been so annoying this episode in chat. I did it anyway.
No. Michel has been great.
Oh, and he has been great. I hear from my co-host. Anyway, so there you go, Ashley. Have another compliment, and it's well earned, of course, because that's the truth. Because it was your favorite session in a way, I think, which goes to show how that works. And it is a great concept.
Roger, you really need to step up his game, because Ashley is out DMing him right now. So
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
We talk about this later, Jasper. Kisses.
Well,
do you feel the love, Michel? I didn't know that was what he was on about. Yeah, that was what he was on about the whole time. He just wanted
the
you to
desk
know.
goblins.
The desk goblins, yeah. And, well, of course, it is a cool side quest. It is. It is. So with that, I think we've come to the end of our answers. Top Down Tabletop, better watch this back on YouTube then, because we did answer your answer, discuss your answer. And I think it was a great answer, because we had a whole discussion about playing evil characters. So return for that. And then we are going to the last slide of the show. Pom, pom, pom.
Last slide of the show. Very excited about this.
Because that's the question for the next episode, and that is, did you ever experience a TPK, and how did it happen?
And for everyone who doesn't know what a TPK is, it's a total party kill, where your whole party got killed by a single encounter.
Yeah, I had mine. I've only had one. Well, actually, I had two in a way, but one did. For one, I did a timey-wimey thingy.
Yeah.
Actually, I had three.
Yeah, Jasper is really an expert in TPKs. He actually told us beforehand, before he went to roleplay the other party, that he really hated DMing for that other party, and that he was going to do a TPK. And afterwards, he was reveling in glee that he killed the other party. It was I didn't like Jasper at that point, but well, what can I say?
Bastard. Well,
so if everyone from that other party is watching, I'm sorry, guys. Jasper really enjoyed killing you.
That's my wife upstairs. Oh, she's watching possibly. Did we spoil stuff? Well, hopefully she went to bed before that. I don't know. Anyway, she'll probably forget. Okay, so chat is going wild again. I didn't know there was one. Okay, yes, definitely to catch it. Good tabletop. Only a desk because his arms and legs are the same length. That's a great concept for goblins. Tabletop says, Top Down Tabletop says, oh, I got one for that. Lost mine. Lol. I think I'm missing the context there for now. Esner says, prepping for next week again. Yeah, well, Lost Mine. Oh, you had a TPK in the Lost Mine. Okay, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, maybe do so then.
There are plenty of opportunities in the Lost Mine of Vandelver to have a TPK, so...
Yeah, so I'll be heading in with 2 players. I'm probably going to give them a kind of pet that levels with them for a bit of tanky, meaty thingy. And maybe I start them off with another quest so they are level 2 at the start of the adventure. But I wanted to discuss that with you, Eric, if that's a good idea or not. But we'll get back on that topic at some time. We died in our first battle. Was that the Goblin battle? Because we discussed that Goblin battles are pretty hard at level 1.
Goblin battles are really, really hard in level 1. I downed one of my players, I think, in the first encounter of Last Mine of Vandelver, and fortunately they had a healer, because else I would have killed my first character in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Oh, you got to the waylaying stuff within 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Well, with our new topic for the next week, and well, did you enjoy the show, chat? I hope you did. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed Eric as my guest. I enjoyed Michel in chat.
Yeah, it's a solid 5.5 out of 10 stars, so I enjoyed it as well. Okay, it's a solid 10 out of 10.
What can I do to improve? What can I do to improve? Let's do it. The you know. It was wonderful. Thanks for the hosting these chats. My pleasure. Nailed it. Thanks. Great show, guys. And Ashley says, kiss, kiss. Sleeping girl. Kiss, kiss. Sleeping girl.
Awesome.
How should I pronounce this? Careful.
Well, I
careful
think
you care. Okay. Anyway, I had a nice time as well, so that's okay. And it's Ilara's love, yeah. So that's the greatest kind of love, right? See you all in 2 weeks. Remember to tune into our new Precipice of Dreams episode next Monday.
Yeah,
I'm
next
so
Monday.
looking forward to that one. 8:30 at Central European time. Calculate that into your own time zone, and we'll be seeing you. And now I forgot to do. There's the outro video. Setting it, putting it on.
Total chaos once again.
Total of course.
22 episodes is still called total chaos. I love it.
It's part of the show. Goodbye. See ya.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye.